Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gym Rats. I am back. As always, it's me, XFL Jim. Joined by, of course, the two lovely co-hosts who've been holding it down for a while. Chase, Lupine Fiasco, Sessoms, a.k.a. Purple People Pleaser. A little spooky.
Okay.
I went with spooky. And of course, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the Oklahoma State fanboy himself. It is Uncle Rico.
What was that noise?
That was a loud fart sound effect.
I believe that was the jump scare fart.
That was the jump scare fart. Boys, it's good to be back and talk some college basketball with you.
I'll have you know, in your absence, we did use that video of you jumping through the table at least 3 times.
It's a very, dude, that was, for a short form content, that's one of my favorites.
I love how you kind of bounce when you hit the table. Like you bounce just a little bit before you go through.
There's so much you can see, and you know what? We're gonna play it again. I was like half a foot from seriously injuring myself on that if I just missed the table completely.
Oh yeah. It's funny as you make the noise. There's the slow motion noise like you thought you missed the table because there's a definite oh.
Erik, so start us off. Sports Facts is already saying, please no Oklahoma State. Do you want to spoil it? Is there an illusion? Do we have any Oklahoma State on the docket today or coming up?
You know what? No Oklahoma State. Unfortunately, there was 3 bets I lost by half a point this week, and they were one of them on Tuesday night. So no Oklahoma State.
They've just been killing you.
You know what? They covered the game before, dude. They covered last week, dude.
Because I feel like before that cover, they were about to be on your shit list, and then all of a sudden they do one good thing, back on them, and then that's how they get you.
Dude, Jim, I have a short-term memory, dude. I live in the present, not the future.
That's why the windshield's bigger than the rear view, buddy.
Dude, look at you, dude.
What he said. This fucking guy.
I'm feeling it, boys. I'm feeling it. Okay, you guys ready to just get into these fucking picks?
I was born ready.
I think, Erik, actually you have the earliest picks.
All right, so the first game we're going to, Jim, I'm sorry to do this to you. I got this number at 3.5. It's floated up. There's some 4 or 5s in the market. I took Maryland minus the points.
I don't blame you 100% at all.
Home teams in the Big Ten this year are 60% ATS in conference play. Nebraska, the key to their success this season is they have been elite offense, but I think they're going to struggle against Maryland, who's pretty good defensively. Maryland obviously due for some shooting aggression. These guys shot lights out last year. For whatever reason this year, Young and crew cannot hit the broad side of the barn. I think Reese is going to be able to control the middle, limit Nebraska's second chance points, and limit their big man. And I don't think Nebraska is anyone that can guard Young. I am on Maryland right here. If the numbers ballooned up to like in the 5.5 range, I would just wait. You'd probably get a better number live at the beginning of the game.
What would you think about betting like an under 140 and a half if you can find it?
I like that. I like the under.
I'll
be honest. Like I usually don't do totals until the tourney.
You know, Erik, I'm a total slut, so
me too.
Can't help myself. I don't blame you at all for not betting Nebraska. My whole key with Nebraska is either A, off of a win, whether it's like a decent to big win, or B, on the road. I like fading them. They're just like, they seem to be, they're a good team, don't get me wrong, but they're a totally different team in Pinnacle Bank Arena versus on the road, especially in the Big Ten. I like that move.
Yeah. Big Ten home teams have been a gold mine this year.
Anyone, any other things at 11? I think you guys got, the corner's going down. But they're making the fucking tournament, and this year, they're going to win a game. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I got one more at 11.
Give it to me.
Going with the Bulldogs here. Give me Georgia here plus the 7.5. Really think this is a good situational spot to fade Florida. Just beat Mississippi State where they shot lights out, and they have Kentucky on deck. Florida is one of the better, actually they're the best rebounding team in the country, averaging over 40 per game. Georgia is good rebounding too. This is going to limit Florida's second chance points. Plus, It's really hard for me to trust this Florida defense when they're laying this big of a number. They're 285th in the country defensively. Plus, we've seen this. You don't want to have these heavy favorites, that can't shoot free throws. Florida, 299th in the country in free throw percentage. That means if it gets to a late game where Georgia is following to extend the game, Florida's not making both or only making one. More of a cover for Georgia. I like Georgia offensively too. I like Mike White as a coach. I think they got a little bit of a coaching advantage. I'll take Georgia plus the points.
I thought about going with this game when I was looking at all the games I was selecting. The only thing that got me off of it was the weird, to me, I'm stupid, I admit that, but it seemed like weird line movement. Because I'm like you, all signs to me point to Georgia, but I don't understand why the line crept up from 7.5 to 8.5.
Maybe there's somebody out.
There could be something like that. I don't know. If Uncle Rico's on it, I might hop on it. I might jump on it. I might jump because I was already wanting to.
Do it.
Okay, those are it for 11. Chase, I think you had an 11:30.
12:30.
12:30. Okay, you and me both.
I got a 12.
Erik, go with 12. It's Erik again. I think me and Chase don't have anything till 12:30.
Going with Missouri. I got Missouri plus 6.5. And you know what? I'm taking around the money line too, plus 20. This is the spot of spots. This could be the best spot of the year. We have South Carolina, who I think is awful this year. I think they're a paper lion. I don't trust them at all. Coming off beating Kentucky at home, and you have Tennessee on deck. South Carolina, one of the better shooting games of the year last year, obviously due for some positive shooting regression. When you look at all these teams in the country, the two teams that are due for some shooting regression, meaning they're actually going to make some threes, are Missouri. And as I mentioned before, oh my God, the team I just talked about, I'm totally spacing on. But anyway, I think Missouri is going to be able to cause some turnovers, get out to transition against South Carolina. Plus East, the point guard for Missouri is at full health. I like the spot, I like the matchup. I'll take Missouri plus the 6.5 and plus 220 on that money line.
Whew. Whew.
I think it's a good spot because I think South Carolina is due to get knocked down a peg or two because they've had such a good start with the SEC season.
I think they're awful. Like, I've watched them 4 times now, and I've never like a full game to game, and I've never came away saying, "Wow, this team's pretty good."
Right.
Chase, 12:30. Hit us with what you got.
Yeah, I'm going to the Kansas and Iowa State game, and
You'll be at the same game again.
I'm playing the total here. I'm looking at this one. I'm going under 142.5. If I look at what these teams both score, it's around 150 points combined, 159 points or so combined. But if you look at what they're allowing, they're both only allowing around 60 points a game. I think that this turns into a defensive slugfest because they're both in the top 50s in terms of what they allow shooting percentage-wise. So I think this ends up like a 130-ish, 129-ish point game here. And I take the under with a meat and potatoes minus 110 for KU and IU.
I'm on this game as well. I'm taking Iowa State minus the 4.5. The Kansas team right now in this game in particular, it's a public dog. Iowa State's 10-1-1 at ATS at home this season. Give me the Cyclones all day. Ames is a tough place to play basketball and football.
Hilton Magic, baby.
Yeah. Up next, I got something at 1.
Go ahead, lead it off.
Let's do it. I'm going to Hampton versus Elon, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. Basically, I'm taking Hampton money line here. This is my special where I take 2 teams that are not great, pick the dog. Both teams stink. Elon hasn't won on the road yet this season, so give me Hampton all day. Shout out, I hate the Lakers.
Hey. So my next game at 1 o'clock is going to be Texas and BYU, and I'm actually taking the over in this one, over 150.5. If you look at Texas, their last game went under, should have gone over probably. I think that this one combined, they've got all sorts of point scoring ability. So I'm on the over here. I know it's a kind of a lazy play, but if you look at how well both these teams shoot the ball, Texas is in the top 50 in 3-point and 2-point. BYU's in the top 10 in 2-point shooting percentage, top 50 in overall shooting percentage. Texas is a top 25 team in overall shooting percentage. I think they kind of shoot the lights out here, and so I'm with the over 150.5.
Random question. Is Texas the most disappointing team this year?
No, Arkansas is.
I mean, because I'm just
Not
saying,
after
like,
today, Chase.
I'm just saying, like, they got Abrams that transfer from Oral Roberts. They had a run to the Elite Eight last year. What were they, top? They were. I mean, I think they're awful this year, and I really feel like that stems back to them making that run at the end of the year. You have to hire the interim coach, and now you're kind of stuck with them for this year, and it's kind of a wasted season.
And just think how they feel watching Chris Beard's team at Ole Miss just ball out too.
I know. It's
funny.
brutal.
I move on to 115, where I'm taking Pittsburgh versus Miami. I'm taking Pittsburgh first half money line, plus 140 here. Even in the games where Miami's won and covered, they've been like pretty bad in first halves and with slow starts. I think Pittsburgh has a shot here to like get this first half under their belt. So I'm taking them plus 2, and I'm taking them money line first half. I'm also doing a little sprinkle on Pittsburgh to win the first half, Miami to win the full game at plus 525.
Actually, I had one more at 1 o'clock here.
Ooh.
Texas Tech and Oklahoma. I am going, once again, I'm being an unders taker, so when this hits, you can play my carry unders would. I'm going under 140.5 for Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Oklahoma's on a 3-game streak of games going under. This is a chance to break a streak for Texas Tech, who has 2 straight games going over. And it's, once again, these teams are both just salty on defense. They really kind of lock it down. And when those two teams match up, I think this is going to be a rock fight, slow it down, kind of grind it out kind of game. So, Oklahoma's only allowing 28.5% from 3-point and only allowing 46.9% from 2-point, holding everyone to a 30.3% shooting. And it's pretty good on Texas Tech's end too. So I'm going with the under here.
I like that move. Sports Facts asking, we got any round robins coming in today? I'll make one. I'll make one for the people for coming back.
We'll always make one.
And then Let's Make Some Money is asking Chase, specifically, thoughts in the Pegasus.
Yeah, I'm going to make you wait till the end for him, though.
Damn right we are. That's what you have to do. I don't have anything else till 2:30.
Same.
I don't have anything till 7.
Okay, so let's roll to 2:30. I'll start us off. I'm taking Northwestern minus 2.5 versus Ohio State. Ohio State, just like Erik alluded to, I like taking home teams in the Big Ten. Ohio State in particular has been awful on the road in this conference. Give me Northwestern all day to cover this 2.5.
Oh, isn't that game later?
I thought it was 2:30.
That's
or
7.
maybe it might be. You know what it might be? I might have like the worst handwriting on the planet, and it might be a 7 that I thought was a 2.
Because I have a play on that game. You want me to wait?
It might be a 7 that was a 2. Chase, what's your next game?
I've got two. It's the 2:30. I've got 2 games coming at, 2 plays coming out of 1 game at 2:30. And I'm going to Auburn at Mississippi State. Say that again. What?
I was just laughing because it was 100% right. The game I just said is at 7:30. The 7 looked like a 2 because I have such bad handwriting.
There we go. Auburn, Mississippi State. I'm going to take the shot at Mississippi State on the money line as the plus 124 dog here. If you look at these teams, they're both pretty honestly evenly matched up, and so I don't understand why why Auburn is necessarily favored at Mississippi State on the road. It's so close. It's within a 3-point bucket. It's almost a system play. I have to take Mississippi State here. And then this is another one that's a battle of teams who are great on defense, who don't allow a lot of points. They're both averaging and allowing 66 points a game. But the total's all the way up at 146.5. Go ahead and give me the under in this one too.
I like that move. Okay. Chase, you got anything before 7:30? Anything else?
Yeah, I've got like 3 plays at
lay them all on because we have nothing till 7:30.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let TCU and Baylor. I'm going to take Baylor plus the 4.5 here, and then I'm also going to take I'm going to take TCU plus the 4.5, and I'm going to take TCU on the money line also plus 164. Another good matchup. I think that it'll come down to shooting, and it turns out TCU is actually the better shooting team. So I'm going to lean into that, and I'm going with the points and then a little sprinkle on the money line. And then also Clemson and Duke. Give me the dog, Clemson, to cover there. Once again, you have a dog who's the better shooting team. The Kyle Filipowski Tiger. I don't like him that much. So I'm going with Clemson plus a 7.5.
Okay. Erik.
Oh, no, I don't have anything till 7. Sorry. My mistake.
Well, then lay it.
Oh. 4 and 430. So
you're still up, Chase.
Let's go Washington State on the money line against Colorado. Another one of those system plays with games within a bucket. Then I'm definitely going to go ahead and play the dog on the money line. And then I've got Arizona and Oregon at 430. Arizona minus 3.5 because Arizona is the way better rebounding team. They're an elite rebounding team. They're not going to give Oregon very many chances for second chance points. I think that they cover pretty easily today. And I'm out.
Okay. Erik, you're up next, baby. Also, sitting there with your tag still on the Stanley Cup. You got your tag on your cup there?
Yeah, why not, man?
It's a good look.
Way I know everything about it.
Yeah, you got to let everyone know how much it costs. It's like leaving a sticker on a Lambo.
It can keep my drink cold for 11 hours. Like, I know all this stuff. And here's the thing, like, part of being a coach is you always get all these gifts from people. I have I got 4 Stanleys this year. So anyone needs a Stanley at a discounted price, hit me up. I can hook you up.
Yeah. And 3 of them are cups.
My 1 at 7. Look, I got to do it. Another situational play, huge number. Give me LSU plus the 13 against Alabama. Bama's coming off beating the 8th ranked team in the country, Auburn. They shot 37% from 3, played nearly a perfect game, and almost lost it, only winning by 4 points. This screams letdown spot, huge shooting regression spot for Alabama. Basically, what Alabama and the Nate Oates offense is, give it to a player on the wing, you go ISO or you go pull up 3. That's it. And what are the 2 things that LSU does good defensively? Defend the 3, defend isolation. Oates in conference play in the SEC laying 10 or more points is only 45% ATS. I'll take LSU here to cover this big number at plus 13.
Awesome. I guess I already said mine at 7:30. I'll say it again. It's Northwestern minus 2.5 for all the reasons I had. I just was stupid and thought it was 2:30.
We're going head to head, my friend, because I have Ohio State, but I got Ohio State here at plus 3. Northwestern has some depth issues. They basically play 6 guys. They have 1 guy who comes off the bench, plays about 20 minutes a game. You're coming off an overtime game, beating 8th ranked Illinois, where you had 3 guys play over 40 minutes. And then on deck, you have Purdue, number 1 in the country, where you have to travel to West Lafayette. I just think this is a good spot to fade Northwestern. Ohio State and Missouri are 2 of the most unluckiest teams in the country. Just like Missouri, I think Ohio State is due for some luck. You look at the games they've lost, total choke jobs. I think they're due to, like, quote unquote, get the ball to bounce their way. Plus, with the way Ohio State plays defense, I think they're going to be able to limit Northwestern with what Northwestern likes to do offensively, like the spot, like the matchup. I did Ohio State here plus the 3.
Well, fuck you too. That's fine. I got nothing else till 9.
I'm done.
Okay, I got the last one at 9. I'm taking Cal Irvine, baby, minus 14 versus Cal State Northridge.
Is Cal Irvine?
Yeah, Irvine's the Anteaters, and Santa Barbara is the Banana Slugs.
Let's go on uncircumcised penises.
So I'm going with the Anteaters versus the Matadors here. I'm taking Cal Irvine minus 14 versus CSUN. Northridge has been on like a really bad slip for the last like 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just jumping on this train. I'm just getting on this until I can jump back on CSUN at the end of the year.
There we go.
Bobby Thomas coming in. Erik, you used to rock tags on the back on your hats in the back.
Yeah, dude. Like back in the day when you got the hat, you leave the tag on it, dude. That's what we used to do.
Everyone knew that, yeah.
The holographic starter tag. That, or the one that's right there, up under on the bill. Yeah. Yeah. Duh. Like I said, it's like leaving a sticker on a Lambo. You have to let everyone know how much it costs for it to be awesome.
Yeah. Does anybody have a round robin?
You know what? I do.
I do as well.
I got a nice little 3-teamer. I did Ohio State money line, excuse me, Ohio State money line, Georgia money line, and Missouri money line. Nice little business casual 3-teamer.
I'm going to go with 4 plays. It's going to be TCU on the money line, Washington State on the money line, Mississippi State money line, and then I'm going to go with the under in the Kansas-Iowa State game.
I also went with 4 plays. I went with Georgia money line, Hampton money line, Mississippi State money line, and TCU money line. Erik, also, since I've been away for what feels like forever, I feel like I have to do the thing that you hate and be disgusting. It's even worse with college basketball. I'm doing a teaser. I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it, baby. Let me tease Cal Irvine down to 9.5. Let me tease LSU up to 16.5. Missouri to 10.5. Georgia to 12.5. Ohio State to 6.5. Iowa State down to just half a point. And I'm teasing Nebraska up to 9. That's 10-1 odds on that teaser. Yeah, never tease college basketball. I hate the Lakers asking, what do you guys like in the NFL tomorrow?
I think if one of the favorites is vulnerable tomorrow, that's San Francisco. I know that Deebo Samuel is going to play, but like, how well is he going to play? Because doesn't he have like a hairline fracture in his shoulder?
Yeah,
it was something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Deebo when you got a broken shoulder.
Like it's the same shoulder injury he had in the Browns that forced him to miss 2. When you look at the stuff, they are. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I had all these numbers. I think it was like they're 10-3 ATS when Deebo starts and finishes the game. 0-5 ATS this season when he doesn't start, or if he leaves early. 1-5, I think, straight up or 1-4, something like that, when he gets 2 or fewer targets. So even if he plays and he's not part of the offense, it's a big hurt for him. I did the Lions plus the 7, Monty anytime touchdown plus 170, Gus Edwards over 41.5 yards rushing, and I got the Ravens early at -3, still like them at -4.
Yeah, I like the Lions.
Yeah. And because I've got a future that's the specific matchup that's Baltimore and San Francisco for the Super Bowl, then I think I'm going to go ahead and, it's not necessarily a hedge. It's just it feels like a common sense play to go ahead and hit the Lions on the money line. I'm not going to count them out. They've been too good lately.
Yeah, I'm on Lions straight up and plus 7.5. Like Erik said, it might be like a Shanahan tree thing, but I feel like if their offense, if all the pieces aren't there, it just seems to kind of fall apart a little bit.
And how are we trusting Kyle Shanahan in big games? You know what I mean? Like, what has shown us that he can just be the coach that goes out and makes the right decisions to win big games? Like we saw him do it as a coordinator with the Falcons in the most historic collapse ever in a Super Bowl. Heck, they kind of collapsed a little bit against the Chiefs the last time they were in the Super Bowl whenever he was head coach. I don't know. I just say I don't know, and I don't think that he's got it in him. He feels like I'm going to say it, the Lincoln Riley of the NFL. Oof. Yeah, I said it.
You said it? You said it?
I said it. That's not going to please a lot of people. That's for sure.
Okay. Sorry, there was some ad just blasting me in the fucking ears. I couldn't hear a word you guys were saying for the last 30 seconds.
That's fair. I got to give a Pegasus World Cup pick, I think, for who was it wanted him?
It was Let's Make Some Money. Yeah, I got it right
Let's
here.
Make Some Money. You wanted to. So I know a lot of people are off this horse. I'm actually on it. It's Hoist the Gold. I don't think that Hoist the Gold is going to be sent out in a suicide speed duel with National Treasure like everyone is projecting. I think that he's going to sit back and kind of stalk National Treasure. I don't think National Treasure has the chops to take this field all the way around, but I do think that Hoist the Gold has the chops to stalk and pounce. I know he went wire to wire in the last race, but it was on a muddy sealed track that really was carrying speed forward. There was a definite bias, and he just took advantage of it, which was the smart way to play it. So give me Hoist the Gold in the Pegasus if I like a long shot. And then Senior Buscador, he'll have a chance to hit the board, if not get all the way up, if the pace does get hot between National Treasure and also Hoist the Gold. So maybe a little bit of Senior Buscador, maybe a little bit of Hoist the Gold there.
Okay. I like it.
I like the one horse just because the jockey's my favorite jockey. Just shooting my shot, dude.
What? Oh, Nimitz class
Yeah.
with Edgard Zayas. I like it because it should be Edgar, but it's Edgard.
That's my boy, dude. Dude, when it's the spring, summer, and fall meet, he just kills Gulfstream. And then when the big boys come in, he doesn't get any of the mounts. He struggles. So still my boy though.
I like it. I don't dislike it, Uncle Rico. He's going to be sitting a good stalking trip. In the Parks Dirt Mile, he got the same kind of trip that he needed. It was over a muddy track or a sloppy track, but still, I think that he's got a chance.
All right, boys. I think that'll do it for all the college basketball, little NFL, little horses. We got it all for you here on Gym Rats. Any parting words for the people?
Our friend over at Dave Mason did post Royal Rumble odds, and I had Gunther to have the most eliminations at plus 150. $25 max risk. Why not?
Why not? Just have some fun with it.
Why not?
My favorite Royal Rumble memory was Jim having the Royal Rumble on pay-per-view, me asking him, like, hey, can you let me know whenever Summer Rae comes in and how she does? And he was like, he texts me, he's like, your girl's in. And then 20 seconds later, he texts me, he goes, your girl's out. I was like, oh,
was
okay.
In and out, dude. She was and out of that.
Whatever happened to Summer Rae?
I think she's still wrestling. I know she's I hadn't talked to her in a while, but I'm pretty certain she's still wrestling.
Do you have her digits? You should just hook her up. Just be like, what up?
Yeah, I mean, last year at this time, she was at the Pegasus World Cup with America's Best Racing. So I think she still does a little bit of the racing stuff, and then still wrestles. Whatever it is, she keeps it tight. That's for sure.
Yes, she does.
She stays in shape.
That's for
Gunther
damn
down
sure.
to Gunther down to even money for most eliminations in the Royal Rumble.
Look at you moving the line. Look at you moving the line.
Erik, the sharp WWE better. All right, folks, that'll do it for this episode of Gym Rats. We'll see you again next time. For now, we love you. Go win some money. Go watch the basketball. See you next time.